Okay. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry, I'm super shy about this. But today I have some special guests with me.
What's up, everyone?
What's up, guys?
This is actually our YouTube channel.
My name's John.
My name is Lex.
This is our little sister, Oxa.
And we are here to tell you all about guys and girls.
Relationships, friendships, all the works.
All the mess.
You're here for it. We're here for it. Let's get into it.
Sorry. Okay, so I know that I haven't posted in a while, and I'm sorry, but I'm coming back with new content. And I thought I have some beautiful friends here, maybe. But I decided, hey, why don't we do a video? And we were thinking of topics to talk about. And one of the things we talked about is being friends with the opposite sex. How does that work? There's so much to that.
Spicy.
So, okay, before they begin talking, I was talking to both of them earlier. Like, I've never really have had close guy friends before, and like these two people, I like work with them and I live in the same building as them, so I see them like 24/7. I'm like, wow, I've never been so close to like guys before until like this moment. So it's been really weird. So yeah, how do you guys feel about that?
Pause. Let's take a time out.
I know, man.
First of all, I want to draw the question to, how come you haven't had any guy friends?
First of all, even a deeper pause. Why is she barely, when the camera's rolling, barely telling us that this is weird for her? What?
Well, this is it. This is raw, vulnerable footage for you all.
But seriously, what is your reason of
not
having any guy friends or any best friends that may have been a guy?
Yeah, no, you're right. I think for me, like growing up in a Hispanic culture, my dad was always about, be careful with the boys, be careful, like they have bad intentions all the time. So that drew me away. And then I also went to Bible college to the point where they didn't even allow us to go out with the opposite sex. So that really drew my mind when I came to SAGU, and they were like, oh yeah, you can go along with the boy. And I was like, what? I'm not used to that. What is that? So I think I had to like take off that mentality, because once I started like hanging out with these two, I was like, hey, this isn't so bad. Like, they have good intentions. They're not, they're not like what people thought about or something. So yeah, that was my thinking. So what is your like thinking about being friends with the opposite sex, or how do you do with that?
I think it's a beautiful thing. I actually have a friend back home who's one of my bestest friends, and she's a girl. And she actually just recently got into a relationship, and it's a healthy relationship. But I feel like, one, it's super healthy if you keep it healthy. Because if you don't keep it healthy, you don't set yourself boundaries, and it continues to be like wait, is this friends? Is this borderline relationship? And you guys don't know. Confusion is never good for anybody. So if you don't figure out what you guys are right away and establish those boundaries, then that relationship, friendship's going to fail like 9 times out of 10. So that's my take on it. I think they can be super healthy. Like anything in life, it can be healthy if you steward it well.
That's good. I think for me also, I mean, just kind of going back on my time in high school and junior high, I had a lot of friends that were girls. I had a lot of friends that were guys. And for me, it was never trying to keep them as a friend possibly so that it could benefit me. It was just, hey, I can connect with these people. I can make them laugh. That's something I like to do. So we became friends. And I think, though, as it got into high school, there were some friends that I did have that were girls, and I started to catch myself maybe starting to find them attractive and stuff. But when that got brought up, it was like, hey, we're, like you said, setting those boundaries of, hey, we're just friends. Hey, we're just this. But I think mentally, when you're going into it, telling yourself also, like, this is just a friend, it's nothing. Like, we're cool. I just make each other laugh. Because oftentimes I feel like we get so caught up in what they can offer that it's not necessarily that we're attracted to them. It's more so we're attracted to what they're giving us.
Yeah.
So I think for me it was kind of figuring out, hey, do I like this person because of what they can give me, or do I like this person because of who they are? And so that's whenever I found out that no, like, these are friends, like I need to keep them at friend levels, and that's how I was able to steward that friendship and become such great friends with girls and still maintain that good relation. I mean, that good friendship,
Good.
So I think that's just
For
what
sure.
it was for me.
But I think one of the big things that you're bringing up that you have to have in order to have that balance is communication. Because if you can't talk to your friend about it and you're too worried about what they might think or what they might say, then you're going to just be keeping this within your heart, and it's just going to blow up. And
No, for
that's never
real.
going to be good for anybody.
It's true.
So,
No, I think that's a very good point. Where do you draw the line? And like you said, your friend has a boyfriend, or how do you draw the line and like how close you guys can be to a girl?
You want the flesh side or you want the spiritual side?
Well, let's hear both sides. Let's see.
I mean, you want the worldly side or you want the church side? What side are we talking about?
No, for real, because there can come up. So for me, coming from a girl's perspective, there can be intentions sometimes where like a guy might do something and automatically that's like, oh my gosh, do they feel this way about me? Like, what's going on?
And you're talking about necessarily like going and getting like a drink or going
Yeah.
going and get coffee.
Yeah,
and,
something
okay.
like that. Because sometimes there's a line like, hey, it's friendship, and there's sometimes like, hey, this is kind of like maybe dating. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, where do you draw the line in that?
I think for me, it was, maybe this is sometimes where I have failed, but I never really drew a line approaching anything. It was always, hey, let's go get a drink, or hey, let's go get coffee. And then when something happened or I started to see something change, that's whenever I was like, whoa, hold on. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I'm just gonna go get coffee with this person. Like, we're just hanging, we're friends, we're cool. But as we all know, girls, tend to think a little bit more deeper into things, so we don't realize that as males, but then whenever you see a female start acting different towards you, or you see a female start acting a certain type of way, that's whenever it clicks in the guy's mind that, hold on, does she think this is something? Does she think that this was maybe a date or whatever? So then that's whenever I have to tell myself. But as I've gotten older and I've been put in those situations, I've been able to realize that like maybe I need to start to protect them and not to protect me, because I know where I'm at. But I can't be selfish. I need to see where they're at. So before we go into something, hey, let's clear this up. Hey, let's go get coffee, but just to talk as friends, just to talk as whatever, and like, oh yeah, cool. So just kind of just throwing it out there, just like real slow.
See, and that depends too. Like, is this your homie that you've been friends with for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, or is this somebody you just met? Because I feel like if it's somebody you just met, intentions can be everywhere, mentalities can be everywhere, and like, you know what I'm saying? Going and getting coffee or doing something like that one-on-one with somebody could take that and twist it into something that's something that you don't even want it to be, but they'll make it seem like that's what it is, But let's say it's your friend for 2-3 years and you guys have been friends and nothing's ever happened. You guys have just had a good, healthy friendship. Well, obviously one-on-ones and doing stuff like that aren't bad, because you guys already know each other. You guys know how you guys act around each other, and there's no type of relationship there.
I think it also comes with maybe playing it by ear, because no one goes into a relationship thinking like, oh, we're always going to hang out in groups and then later down the line we're going to go get food one-on-one.
Yeah.
Some friendships are started just by a one-on-one. But I think whenever you play it by ear, like you said, you start to find those boundaries and you start to find those lines of, okay, we've been hanging out in groups, so let's play it by ear. Now we're able to go one-on-one.
Yeah.
Or if you maybe don't have the same group of friends, which I've been in situations where I've had, hey, this is a really cool person, this is a girl, she seems like a good friend because of just her personality, but we don't have the same friend groups. How do you get into that?
Yeah.
How do you go into it? But it's more so playing it by ear in the sense of, okay, since we don't have the same friend groups, let's go get coffee, but let's draw that line. Let's communicate and let's draw that line to where, hey, this is just friends.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so for me, I'm a super social person. I'm a super person, like, I love relationships. I love to be intentional with people. So for you guys, like, there's times where, like, I'll start talking to, like, a guy or something, not in that way, but I'm like, hey, this person's really cool. Like, I wish I could just go out and get to know them, but not in that way, just, like, friendship type of wise. How do you guys feel, like, about a girl, like, approaching you in that way, just being friends or something?
See, I feel like you should never jump the gun, ever. In any circumstance, don't ever jump the gun. If somebody's just asking you to get coffee, take it how it is. We're just getting coffee.
Do you jump the gun?
That's my
Have you
thing.
jumped the gun?
No, I've never jumped the gun.
Have you jumped the gun?
I've never jumped the
You've
gun.
never
That's
jumped
my
the gun.
I've never jumped the gun. I've been in the situation where I'm like, hey, let's just go get coffee, and they're jumping the gun on me, and I'm just like, bro.
You've never jumped the gun. An attractive girl has never come up to you.
Oh, no,
jumped the gun.
you can have an attractive girl, and then you in your mind be like, dang, I don't want to date this girl. But if it doesn't go anywhere, you know what I'm saying? You got to always play it cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You playing it cool right now.
But what if
Cap,
they're
this boy's
unattractive and like you guys talked before in class or something, and they're like, "Hey, I just really want to get to know you."
See,
know?
you should never be too cool for anybody. So if somebody's coming up to you and then they want to take you to coffee or hang out with you, like be honored that they want to hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's ever too attractive or too unattractive to not hang out with me. And so I feel like if you don't hang out with somebody because you don't like the way they look, like on a friendship basis, I think you need to do some self-evaluating on your attitude.
Walk out.
No, but what you were saying a while ago was honestly, it was good. It was saying don't jump the gun, and that's true. Like, but
take it how it is.
Yeah, and I think also what comes with that is communication, like you said.
For sure.
And that's how you don't jump the gun. Is you start to communicate like, hey, okay, we'd like to go get coffee, but who's all going? And when you ask that, it instantly makes them think, oh, he doesn't think this is a one-on-one thing.
Yeah.
So even if it ends up being a one-on-one thing, well, then you're already giving them the social cue of this isn't one-on-one. So then they start to question.
So do you think we should invite somebody else in this like friendship gathering thing?
I think you could, but you don't necessarily have to. Okay. You can to protect maybe that person, but if you try to and it doesn't work out, then that's whenever you start to communicate with them like, okay, it is just going to be one-on-one, but just to make sure, like, do you want to go get coffee just to get to know each other, or do you want to go get on coffee because you might have an interest?
See, but that's kind of a tough deal too, because nobody's gonna come out and be like, "Oh, I'm interested in you. Let's go get coffee." You know what I'm saying?
But
there's always gonna be like
questions.
if you ask that question, that's kind of like
but then it lets them already know that you may not be interested.
It lets them know. But that's kind of a hard conversation to have, even if like they're interested in hanging out with you. So like, and you go up to them and be like, "Hey, what is this?" Like, then they could turn it around and be like, "Who do you think you are, bro?"
But,
like,
there's a type of way you can word it. You can word it differently, though.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's communication is what I'm saying.
So do you feel like you should share your intentions? Like, if I want to go have coffee with somebody, I should be like, this is just a friend thing. Like, it's not. I don't see
because
you
then
in
we
that
get into a whole other little gray area where like you might like a girl, but you don't want to be telling her your intentions right off the bat, like, because you want to feel it out. You don't really know her.
Listen, I'm gonna give y'all some pointers real quick. The book.
Everybody get the pointer.
The book, I think it's 7 steps to a highly effective leader. And one of those steps says, always ask questions before you ever assume. So I think asking them what is this? We're going to get coffee, but asking questions just to understand where they're coming from before you tell them, hey, we're going just as friends. Before you tell them, hey, this is friends. Before you tell them, hey, this is this. It's simply asking them, okay, yeah, I'm down for that, but what are your intentions? Maybe not dropping the hammer right on them, but just asking some type of question to see where they're coming from, see why they're wanting to get coffee, why they're wanting to hang out one-on-one. Then once you get that understanding, then you can approach it how you need to from there on.
That's true.
Just take it as it comes, man. Every step, take it one step at a time. Like, don't overthink, because I feel like that's the issue with a lot of people. They overthink.
Like, if it was a girl, I'd be like, hey, we should go get coffee sometime. We'll go. Like, it's normal. But with the guy, I'm just like, I really want to hang out with you, but don't want you to think something else, So I just not do it.
Well, maybe you don't have to jump straight to the whole coffee right away. Like, if you want to hang out with somebody, just talk to them normal. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How's your day? That's true. And then if it leads to like, oh, I want to hang out with this person outside of this little circle, then it leads there. But
well, that's very much true. So I think that's all I have. I don't know if you guys want to add anything else.
I do. I think everybody needs to have friends of the opposite sex. They do. Because if you're just hanging around with all the boys, they're just going to give you the guy's perspective. And I really feel like it's good to have a girl's perspective on a lot of different issues, because quite honestly, a guy will never figure out a girl. They're the puzzle that is just, you won't figure out. So if you have girls in your corner that are championing you, cheering you on, like, it's good to have that advice, and vice versa for the girls, because I feel like girls, obviously it's the same principle. You could have some friends that could really help you out with your future endeavors and future relationships as well.
No, and he's right. Like, just hanging out with the guys, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the guy's mind. I'm so used to the way girls think, but this is the way they think. And then I feel like I'm helping them, like, I'm teaching them how to hold the door, which is not to call them out on it.
She's not teaching us. We know this.
No, they don't.
Oxa didn't realize that she transitioned from like friend to sister really quick. So like,
I
you're my
see them
sister. Open your own door. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just like,
Yes.
get back over here and come open the door. Because that's one of the things that my brother has taught me is like, this is the way that a guy should treat you no matter if they're dating or if they're a friend. So I have to teach them that because they should be able to do that to their own sisters as well. Or to their nieces. Or
Not my sister.
I think also to piggyback off of what you're saying though, you had a good point about perspectives, and then of course I think you touched on it a little bit, but I think having those girlfriends and being around them allows you to see how they think when it comes to boys and relationships. Because let's say she hangs around us and we're all hanging together. Well, let's say she's pursuing someone that she's going to start dating or talking to. Whenever she's talking to someone or pursuing a relationship, it opens our mind up to the point where we start to question, is this how the girl that I'm going to date think? Is this how she's going to think? If she does think like this, then I need to approach a certain situation this way. Whereas if I'm always hanging around John is not a girl. He doesn't know, he's not going to act the way a girl's going to act towards certain things. There's some things that me and him can connect on that me and a girl can't connect on. So whenever I hang around a girl, I learn like, okay, that's just for the boys. We can't bring that around the girls. We can't bring that around the girls. So I think that's also where it can benefit you. But you always, and no matter what you do, relationships, friendships, even in leadership positions, being in churches, even business, there's always got to be boundaries.
Ooh, yes.
Always, no matter
That's
what
a
you do,
huge one.
even with your personal life, how much you sleep, how much you do, spend personal time together, spend time with the Lord. There's always got to be boundaries, and you have to steward that to the best you can.
Yeah. No.
For the rest of your life, boundaries.
Guaranteed.
Has to be. I agree.
That's good. That's very good. So that's all I have. I don't know if you have anything else.
That's all I have. Thanks for coming to our show. We appreciate you. We appreciate our guests. This is Lex and John's show. Have a good
this
night,
is
guys.
awesome.
We love you guys.
We
Good
appreciate
night.
y'all.
Anyway, make sure that you guys like and comment down below. And if you haven't, subscribe. And thank you again for watching. And yeah, that is all.
We
Thank
would
you
love
guys.
to do this again. So if you have any questions, comment them. Let's do it.
We will
Yeah.
put our Insta in the
I'll put their
comment box.
Instagram so you guys can follow them.
If you have any questions, go ahead and
Everything.
shoot.
I also put
Like
the
and
link of
subscribe
your book so people can
to
check
the
that out.
wonderful sister Oxa Ann.
Please. Okay, bye.
3, 2, 1, signing out.